What's going on, Houston Rockets Nation? My name is David Delano. This is Rockets Daily, brought to you by FanArch. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to this channel, help us grow, and go ahead and leave those comments. Keep those comments coming. Definitely appreciating it as we're watching this summer league and for what to make out of it. And I appreciate all the feedback on what you guys are seeing, along with as I'll talk about what I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and just go ahead and dive into it. You can also follow me on X and Instagram at Get Sports Strong. Rockets 0-3 now in the summer league, looking to avoid going winless in Las Vegas, playing the Portland Trailblazers on Thursday. Played a good Atlanta Hawks team today, and an Atlanta Hawks team that's has a good chance to be in the semifinals to play for this whole Summer League championship. Atlanta Hawks advanced to a 3-0, and they played their top players in the Rockets without Reed Shepard, without Kevon Harris, who I've been impressed with so far. They went out there and, in my opinion, played the most complete game so far of the Summer League, even though it resulted in an overtime loss. Especially early on. I mean, for most of the game, the offense actually looked more in sync without Reed Shepard on the floor. Rockets looked strong, pushing the pace early, started to slow things down late. Then we started to run into some issues. But overall, like I said, it's a loss. It's also the Summer League, so we're not going to overanalyze it, but these are the games that we have to talk about. Just like when we get into the preseason, just like when we get into the regular season, obviously the goal is a championship, but we have to take it one step at a time. And right now, it is the Summer League, and the guys who are fighting for that 14th and 15th roster spot. None of these guys really may be playing impactful minutes during the season. Not really expecting it, but so far of what we've seen. There were some what I did like without Reed Shepard being out there. I did like Kennedy Chandler, what we saw from him, 22 points in this game. Also had 7 assists. Player of the game, in my opinion, I go ahead and give that to Adonis Arms, who we've seen now 2 strong games from him after not getting to play in the Summer League debut. Malik Wilson definitely played hard as well. The whole team played hard overall. Fally Dante got a couple easy buckets early on and left with an injury. I will get more of an update on that. Don't have the latest on that injury update right now, but it's definitely still the off season. I doubt that he's going to be playing in the Summer League finale. Chris Ledlam, who I mentioned wanted to see more of, saw more of him. He had 16 points, 3 for 8 from 3. But when he did miss, he missed. He missed. Had a chance to win the game at the end of regulation. That didn't happen, but it was nice to see some more minutes from him. Cameron Matthews played his best game so far, in my opinion. 3 for 5 from the floor, had 6 points, but committed a foul with 10 seconds left in regulation, which gave the Atlanta Hawks 3 free throws, which allowed them to tie the game and send it into overtime. Cameron Matthews, we all know that the man knows how to defend. Just watching for myself, though, I don't really, as far as you're looking at that 15th roster spot, that 14th roster spot, couple different things. I still don't really see how Cameron Matthews, I don't see him really helping the team this season on the floor in games. I will say too much of an offensive liability to me. But Brent Dryberg left a great comment, and I really think that when you look at the grand scheme of things as far as this being a team, if anybody really in this summer league is going to be, I don't think anybody in this summer league is going to have a huge impact on a deep playoff run right now. I just don't think that that's the case. So when you look at a guy like Cameron Matthews, I mean, whether it's Kennedy Chandler, Adonis Arms, are any of these guys really going to be playing significant minutes during the season? And Cameron Matthews, probably a guy, and I appreciate the comment, Brett, as far as who's going to be in there coming into camp to wreak havoc on the defensive end. Make the starters better, make everybody else on the team better. That's going to be most likely his role in training camp. Probably not going to see many minutes, if any minutes, for the Rockets this season. But that doesn't mean that his defense alone can definitely help make players better. I mean, guarding someone like Reed Sheppard in practice, helping him elevate his game. All of these different guys. And speaking of, with Reed Sheppard, as we're looking at this situation, as we start to talk about, we're going to talk about we're talking about the Summer League. We're going to talk about some of the guard options on this team as well. And as of right now, as of July 15th, my prediction would be, I know that there's high expectations for Reed Sheppard. We've got mixed reviews. And I think that the you guys in the comments who actually follow this team, who actually watch the games versus some more of the national fans and people who just casually look at the box scores, understand that there's definitely some glaring flaws in Reed Sheppard's game for someone who was a top 3 pick. And the way that this team looks right now, it's going to be interesting to see how the regular season plays out. But when you look at, we'll see how Fred holds up this season. Was shaky at times last season, but we're definitely going to need Fred VanVleet, because right now I like Aaron Holiday behind VanVleet more than I trust Reed Sheppard at this moment. And the team did not take a step back without Reed Sheppard. It was nice. I felt like they played. The game just seemed to flow a little bit better without him. And like I said, we're just going off of what we have here. I know it's 3 Summer League games, but as we look at the different guard options on this team, Von Harris, someone that I personally was impressed with. He didn't play though. They said, due to banged up with a small injury. Reed's out for precautionary reasons, or whatever. So we're looking at some of the different guard options on this team, because that is really where the weakness is, in my opinion. I mean, Fred didn't have the best season, but when you start to really look at this roster, you look at Fred, I think Aaron Holiday, I don't think Reed Sheppard is ready right now, as far as when you start talking about a meaningful minutes on a championship team, playing big moments in a championship run. So we look at different guys on this roster so far. I mean, we're so deep at forward. I know we're talking about Cam Matthews with that roster spot, possibly helping bring some toughness and defense in training camp. But I do think that especially when we look at the ages of some of these other guys, I know he's small, but he does defend. Kennedy Chandler's somebody that I would like to see now with Nate Williams gone. Possibly to stick around, really, as that 15th man. I think that Kennedy Chandler definitely has some upside, even though he's small. Could even push Reed. I do. So we're looking at the guard play, like I said, with Fred, Reed, Aaron Holiday, possibly Kennedy Chandler. But I think that we definitely still need to add some guard depth. And watching what we've seen in the Summer League, it's hard to say, even with Kennedy Chandler or any of these guys, if we really trust them to help this team. Because like Rafael Stone said, we're not a developmental team anymore. And when you look at Jack McVay, he came and busted our ass For the Atlanta Hawks, 8 for 10 from the field, 4 for 6 from three, 21 points, a plus minus of plus 19. Better than anybody else on either side of the game, statistically there. And he didn't see many significant minutes for the Rockets at all last season. And when you look at, like I said, Jack McVay just killing us and some of the guys out there, and it makes you realize this is summer league, and none of these guys on the floor are probably going to make a substantial positive impact on our guard depth. So do you feel comfortable though with Fred VanVleet and Aaron Holiday and Reed Shepherd, who still needs some growth? So what are we going to do really when you're looking at some of these different guards? And there's still some veteran guard options out there, and I appreciate if you guys go and subscribe to this channel. And if you watch some of these past videos, some guys that we've talked about, and Cole Anthony signing with the Milwaukee Bucks, looking to have an agreement with the Milwaukee Bucks. Right now, Rockets in an interesting place because we talked about Dame Lillard and Malcolm Brogdon and Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul. A possible buyout with Bradley Beal, Gary Payton II, all different veteran guys. Beal not available yet, but we expect he will be fairly soon. What do the Rockets want to decide to do? Or, do we go in with, Kennedy Chandler maybe, and the pieces that are already in place, and just kind of see how it plays out? Want to know where you guys would rank these different free agents. I know we want defense. I know we want some size. But personally, I think that Dame, from seeing what I'm seeing, look at risk versus reward. If we could get Dame, I think that Dame has to be the number one target. Now, the thing with Dame is there's really no pressure for Dame to make a decision soon. Even though if Dame will make a decision before the new year. Who knows? By the time that this post, maybe he will. Things are always so fluid. But there's not really a lot of pressure for Dame to make a decision. Obviously, he wants his next team to be a title contender. He may wait to just see how things play out. But when you look at that risk versus reward, maybe wanting to hold out there. Do we want Bradley Beal on the team? Definitely talented. I don't know if it's a great fit. I personally, I'm not a big Bradley Beal guy, but this could be the right situation for him. You can't deny the talent for, if you could pick up a guy like that at this point for the veteran minimum. Russell Westbrook, he's going to want to play. All these guys right now with some of these options, they're not just necessarily coming in towards the end of their career to not play. I don't really know if what Russell Westbrook is the necessarily the best fit, but that could possibly work. Let me know how you guys feel about Russell Westbrook. And one of the things with Westbrook is how much do you would you be comfortable with him playing? Because obviously he's probably going to want at least 17 to 22 minutes a game. Is that something that we want to spin the block on right now? But I know it's summer league. It's mid-July. It's going to be a long process. Take it day by day. But just at this point, just being honest with what I'm saying, I definitely think that we all know this. We've talked about it. Definitely could use some more depth at guard. A guy I'm going to advocate for, even though it doesn't look like it's going to happen, I think he's going to go to Golden State. I think he, especially when you look at the defensive identity and the importance on defense, now 34 years old. I don't know if we're going to sign Steph Curry. Probably not. But I would love to see it happen. I mean, I'm looking at Steph Curry as a guy that despite being Steph's little brother, he gets passed up by a lot of big schools, goes to Liberty, transfers into Duke, has a strong career at Duke, doesn't get drafted, works his way in the NBA. He's had a strong NBA career. Statistically, one of the best 3-point shooters ever. Led the NBA in 3-point shooting percentage just last season. Not the greatest defensively, but that Charlotte Hornets team was terrible. When he was on the court, rated a little bit better than, as far as the team, than even when LaMelo Ball was on the court. Not saying he's a better defensive player than LaMelo, but there's a lot of strong defensive players on our team already. At some point, you need someone who can make some big shots and who can make some threes in the playoffs. That's not going to be Cam Matthews. That's out there, and guys don't even need to guard him in the corner. So as we're looking for guys that, even a chip on his shoulder, sitting out there right now, I'd like to see Curry on this team or at least someone to consider. Could just be saying it's a terrible fit and whatever, and he could be busting threes on us in the playoffs for the Golden State Warriors. So we'll see what happens. But obviously, I think Dame, if we could add Dame, that would have to be a top priority. Curry after that, I like. Let me know what you guys just think, though. Even if you want to rank them, however, when we're looking at Dame, looking at Curry, looking at Brogdon, looking at Russell Westbrook, looking at Chris Paul, believe Cameron Payne's still out there. Anybody else I'm forgetting? Gary Payton, somebody in Summer League. Let me know on another team, possibly. What do you think as far as the potential guard options on this team, free agent guard options, as far as that the Houston Rockets should go ahead and consider? And one other thing here, we're going to talk about some history here really quickly. Want to go ahead and touch on it to fill it out a little bit. 1972-1973 season, which was the Houston Rockets' second season actually in Houston. Second season under Tex Winter. Obviously, big instrumental piece in organizing the triangle offense. Had a lot of success with Phil Jackson. Rockets went 33-49 that season. Did not make the playoffs. Did not have a good run at all. Actually had Tex Winter got fired in the middle of that season after getting off to I believe it was a 17-30 start. Interesting thing that season after he got fired, Tex Winter was replaced by his assistant Johnny Egan, who Johnny Egan was an assistant coach for the Rockets. The year prior, he was actually a player/assistant coach on the Rockets roster, but overall was not a strong season for the Rockets that season, going 33-49. Rudy Tomjanovich actually led the team, 19.3 points per game and 11.6 rebounds. Jack Marin made the All-Star team, 18.5 points per game on the season. Jimmy Walker, biological father of Jalen Rose, 18 points per game on the season. But overall, not a great season for the Houston Rockets. And, no longer had Elvin Hayes on the team that season, which obviously hurt as well. So that's just kind of talking about the just some Houston Rockets history there for the 1972-1973 season. But let me know what you guys think about the Summer League so far. It was fun to watch, even though lost that game in overtime. But overall, we don't have a good Summer League team, right? We don't have a good Summer League team, but a lot of times that's really the makeup of having a great real team. And we'll let all these Summer League losses pile up, and we'll definitely take those over regular season losses. So, not too much to worry about there. Definitely will be watching the definitely will be watching the last game. I mean, Garrett Jackson, he's assistant coach, not a head coach. Some questionable decisions, but we're not really going to get into that because it's summer league. It looked like Kenny Chandler was in a good position to possibly win the game in regulation. Our sideline inbound plays have not been going very well, but we'll see. Hopefully, we can get a win on Thursday, and if not, just hopefully we see some progress from the guys on the team. Definitely looking forward to that. We know that Reed Shepard won't be playing. I think that N'Faly Dante probably won't be playing either. So thanks so much for watching. Once again, I'm David Delano. This is Rockets Daily, brought to you by FanArch. Thanks so much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe, comment. Definitely appreciate it. God bless. Let's have a great day. Go Rockets.